Welcome back to your live continuing BeTerrific coverage of the 2015 New York International Auto Show. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, you can connect with us at BeTerrific TV on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us, connect@beterrific.com. And my favorite way, go to beterrific.com/live. Scroll under the live video player, and you'll see an IRC chat. You can connect with us there, connect with our other viewers, and it all happens in real time. So you can ask questions on air that we will ask them for you. You can ask us questions, we'll ask on air. You can communicate with us, and we check in all the time, so even when we're not live. We also have the Michael Artsis Show Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. You don't want to miss that. Download our app, app.beterrific.com. And I got to tell you, I want to tell you, go to Porsche, Porsche.us, I believe, to find out the most amazing things about one of the most amazing car brands, my favorite brand right now of all, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. I've got Calvin Kim from Porsche here. I am so excited about this. I'm honored and humbled to have you on our BeTerrific set, and excited Porsche on the BeTerrific set.
It's great to be here.
You know, last year I interviewed you at the auto show. We had a lot of fun. You had the 918 here, and we talked about our favorite 5 cars of all time. I did mine, you did yours, and that was really exciting and fun too.
That was great.
I got to tell you something about Porsche that I love. There are a lot of great car companies. There are a lot of great exotic car companies, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anybody but Porsche puts together such a great package, such a great specialized offering to the consumer, and more importantly, that has such a wide range of cars that you can have and drive in different levels of affordability. More importantly, most importantly, a Porsche is meant to be driven. You can literally drive this car every day, whether you're driving a Macan, a Panamera, whether you're driving a Cayenne, a Cayman, a Boxster, even a freaking track-ready GT3 or GT2, oil change, brakes, gas, you're pretty much good to go.
That's it, especially in the Northeast, anywhere that gets snow. A little known fact is all of our cars are available with optional winter wheel snow tire packages.
And a lot of them are available in all-wheel drive.
Absolutely.
Which is what I love, one of the things I love about the Turbo S. So my favorite is the Turbo S. I say this all the time, no secret about that. I love the freaking huge turbos. I love the wide body. I love all these little air dams and things, cooling for the wheels and brakes and all that stuff. And it's still built on that beautiful 911 body that we've come to know for the last, what, 60 years?
Absolutely. It's designed to still be a 911. Yeah. And only the guy that is basically driving the car should be the one to kind of tell the rest of the world what he's driving. We don't let the car do the talking, let the driver do the talking with the way he drives. I
love the fact that it's all-wheel drive. You can literally drive this car. As long as the snow doesn't get too high, you can literally drive it every day.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, all of our cars are available with winter wheel and tire packages. And yeah, I mean, especially on the Turbo with its all-wheel drive system, the car was validated in Germany and in Sweden, where it does snow quite a bit, and they're designed to be driven every day.
When I was in high school, I had a friend he was an actor, and so he did very well, and he bought himself a Boxster. And he bought it in automatic, and I left a little note on his window as his friend, giving him a hard time.
Of course.
And the note went something like this: no stick, no. No clutch, no. And, I've always believed that you have to have a stick. And it was humor. We were joking around. He had a lot of fun with it too. But back in those days, it was really an automatic car.
Yeah.
Now we've got the PDK transmission, which is unbelievable. And I've never loved it as much as I love it now, because I drove a C4S with a PDK the other night. And what I came across in my journey was the fact that I finally realized no matter how good a driver I am, I'm never going to be as good as the best.
Exactly, yeah.
And putting in the clutch, I might not be as quick as somebody else. And driving in the New York metro area, sitting in traffic, who wants to put a clutch in and put it out and put it in and put it out? And with a PDK, you get all the different benefits of being in automatic, if you want, of being in traffic and not having to worry, and also being able to then focus when you're using the PDK on driving and only driving.
That's it.
And your focus is a lot more on how fast you're going and how you're driving. And not only that, your hands can stay on the wheel, both hands. And the most amazing thing, it does all the work for you. You don't have to worry about matching revs, which is fun, let's not kid ourselves. but on the other hand, it's less dangerous to do it this way. And oh my God, does this thing scream. The acceleration in the PDK with the foot to the floor without having to take your foot off the floor and just going boom, 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 boom.
That's it. You get no interruption of power, so basically the wheels are being accelerated and the car, therefore, is being accelerated continuously. So unlike in a manual transmission car where you have to have a little bit of a brake when your clutch pedal goes in, this thing with two clutches, there's imperceptible shift times.
It also evens the playing field.
Absolutely.
And it actually makes it more fun. I never thought that it could be more fun, but it was more fun because I was just focused on driving.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that's super cool about it is that it's lightning quick, and the PDK has been many times called the most sophisticated transmission in any automobile.
That's right. Our engineers, they're all drivers too, and they wouldn't put a transmission software or algorithm or system or hardware or anything in the car unless it could be validated and proved out on the track, on various racetracks like the Nürburgring, for example, driven by guys, famous race car drivers like Walter Roll, guys with tremendous racing pedigree, who, even on camera, they've said they prefer manuals. So if those guys who have gone on record saying they prefer manuals are stamping their approval on a transmission, you know it's a good one.
Well, I too have gone on camera saying I'm a manual guy many times. I even said this morning there's something about throwing around a gearbox that is just amazing. But I really, really, really love the PDK and how lightning quick it is and how much fun you can have with it. I think it's great. So the PDK is available in every car.
Basically every car except for our Cayennes and two new mid-engine cars that we have here.
So it's not available in the Cayenne, but that's, I don't know that you need it because it's an SUV. It's a family car, really. It's got a lot of sport in it.
Exactly.
But it's still a family car. And so what mid-engine cars is it not available in?
So we at Geneva just a few weeks ago we revealed the Cayman GT4.
Beautiful.
That's manual only. And today, or not today, but yesterday, we revealed the Boxster Spyder.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, those two cars are basically brother and sister in the lineup. The Cayman, obviously the hardtop coupe. The Boxster Spyder is an open top car, but they fundamentally share a similar ethos. So they use the Carrera S engine, tuned differently to fundamentally to fit the size parameters of the mid-engine cars. The GT4 makes 385 horsepower, and the Boxster Spyder makes 375 horsepower. Engine in the middle, right behind your back. I mean, literally, between your back and the seat back is a layer of cloth, metal, the firewall, and then the engine.
I love mid-engine cars. I have this affinity for them. I think they're amazing. They're so well balanced. They handle so well. And that's why I love the Boxster and Cayman. I'm more of a Cayman guy. I like the fixed roof.
Absolutely.
I like a hard top. I like there's a little bit more, in my mind, I've always felt a little bit more stability. But I've seen some Boxsters do some amazing things. And also I've seen them on the tracks with roll cages. What they've done to them are nothing short of miraculous.
Exactly.
And so the Boxster is an amazing car. Tell me about the Boxster Spyder.
Be happy to. I mean, the car again uses the Carrera S engine. It's torquey. It revs very easily, very smoothly. As we like to say, it's a very emotional engine. If you've driven that C4S, you know exactly what a flat six Boxster engine sounds like.
Yeah.
And when you're in the Spyder, you will hear every bit of it because A, the engine's so close to you, and we have a sport exhaust on the car.
Awesome.
The car is designed to be as lightweight as possible, so it doesn't even have metal door pulls. It has nylon door pulls to kind of reinforce the light makes right philosophy. It doesn't have a power electric top, so on a regular Boxsters, the top can be operated up to about 35 miles an hour, and it takes like 8-9 seconds.
Wait, 35 miles an hour?
The most awesomest thing to do, Mike, is when you're after going on a road trip. I like to keep the top up just because of the noise and the wind.
Sure.
But as you're getting off of the on-ramp to maybe get on a mountain road, as you're still rolling, just the top comes right off.
The only problem is you have to drop down to 35.
Yeah, but you know what? most off-ramps these days, is not a problem. And man, just not have to stop is a great thing.
I like that. So the fun never ends.
Never ends.
And I agree with you because when you get up to, let's say you get up to 65, 70 miles an hour, the wind can be overwhelming in
Yep.
your face, and it's not to me. That's why one of the other reasons I don't necessarily love drop tops is that you can't have a conversation with the person next to you. You can't hear the radio. It changes the experience. It can be super fun. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
But I like this a lot. This is great.
So, as much as we're kind of hyping up the power top on the regular Boxster, the Boxster Spyder is all manual. You have to get out of the car.
But it's a different purpose.
It's a completely different purpose. For the Boxster Spyder, driving it is an event.
Right.
It is something that you think about, you plan, and you initiate that experience. And taking the top on or off is a very purposeful, very direct kind of connection to that. And much like the transmission is manual, the top is also manual. We want to kind of retain that old world charm, if you will, kind of harkening back to the 550 Spyder. Cars like that.
Another beautiful car by Porsche. Unbelievable. So obviously Porsche has a rich legacy and history, and obviously Ferdinand started the company. He was at Volkswagen and started the company because his love of racing, and it's really just a great story of success. And I love the brand. Let me walk people through the different lines, because I think sometimes people get confused. They think there are so many different models. There really aren't. There are variants of different models, so that you can really customize the car for your experience.
Exactly.
You've got, let's start with the family stuff, right? You've got the Panamera. That's a sedan. You've got the Macan, which is a small SUV, and you've got the Cayenne, which is a full-size SUV. Really beautiful cars, and the new Cayenne is so roomy inside and big. I'm blown away because it's got a smaller footprint than a huge SUV, but it's got a lot of room inside. You guys have done a great job with that.
Thank you.
Then you've got, let's move on to the sportier cars, right? You've got the Cayman, which I love. You've got the Boxster. And then you've got the 911 Carrera.
That's it.
And that's really it, other than the 918, which is, have you sold out all of the 918s?
We've sold out all of them.
Oh, wow, excellent. So those three, which are beautiful. So you've had 6 model lines, and from there, you do what you want.
We do what you want. We believe that we make a car suitable for every kind of type of person.
Sure.
And if you can't find one on the lot, talk to your dealer and they'll help you build the car that you want.
Well, I think that's the most fun thing. You can literally pick leather vents, or the vents can be the color of the paint, and you can do reverse stitching. You can do any color you want, really. And all sorts of fun things.
I mean, we have so many, we have a myriad of interior finishes available: carbon fiber, wood, brushed aluminum, piano black material, different leathers, different types of leather even. We have two-tone, single-tone, leather interior options. Every car comes with an array of seat options. We really want to make the car an extension of you, because it's, number one, it's a capital expense. It's a very expensive purchase. Number two, especially in America, we spend a lot of time in our cars. So there's absolutely no reason for you to be able to kind of have the car that you want, much like our clothes.
What is your favorite Porsche story from your experience at Porsche? Whether it's something funny or just something exciting or fun or something you've gotten to drive, what is your most fun, or your best story, the story you love to tell?
Surprisingly, it would probably be the first time I got to drive the new Targa, the new 911 Targa.
I love that car. And it really harkens back to the old Targa.
Exactly. And actually, that's exactly what happened.
And for me, that's the kind of drop top I would like. Is a Targa, because it's kind of a cross between the two, but it really still has a roof.
And honestly, when the top is up, it's pretty much a coupe, because that fabric panel right above you, that's actually a solid piece. So when it's locked in there, you may as well be driving a coupe.
It's really a lot of fun. It's really amazing. So how did you get to Porsche?
It's a long story. I'm not sure if your viewers have the time for it, but basically I started in the media side, writing about motorcycles and cars.
Were you always a car guy, a motorcycle guy?
Yeah, I studied mechanical engineering, and I learned all about kind of best practices for engineering, designing. I always had an affinity for it, but I never knew how to best kind of direct that energy.
When you were a kid, did you look at all sorts of cars where you're like, I love Porsches, I love this, I love that?
Yeah, I mean, for me it was, I had I'll be honest with you, I had a 930 turbo on
you
my
had
wall.
a 930 turbo? Oh, on the wall?
On the wall, yeah, the poster. hey. A 930 turbo on the wall.
I was like, wow, what movies were you in?
Exactly. I had a Countach poster,
Yep.
and Shelby Cobra poster.
Very
so
nice.
Those are the 3 cars that those represented my childhood.
Was it a 930 slant nose?
Nope, the regular one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was red.
There was a guy in the town I grew up in who had a 930 slant nose, and I'm telling you, in like 95 or 98, maybe it was like closer to 2000. I think it was like 98. He had this car with 500 miles on it, black.
Oof.
930 factory slant nose. It was unbelievable. It was like brand new.
That's an amazing car, and probably has a pretty good story behind it too.
I'm sure it does. And so it was unbelievable though. But the 930 is a beautiful, beautiful car. That's just gorgeous. All right, so you had the 930 poster, the Countach poster.
Yep,
I had the Countach poster too, and I would always stare at the Vector poster at the pizza place, the local pizza place. They had a Vector poster, and the Testarossa poster from Miami Vice.
Exactly.
And then there was, I think you said it well, the Cobra poster is another good one.
Yeah.
And so then you got into mechanical engineering, then you got into journalism.
Yeah, actually, I just kind of found my way into writing for a couple of motorcycle outlets because I liked riding motorcycles.
Sure.
So I did that. I had a friend, a college friend of mine that worked at a car magazine. He asked for help with their testing program, so I started testing cars. He moved on to a different location, so I kind of took his spot, and the rest is history, as they say. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I like that you've always been a car guy.
To me, it's more about, I like the representation of all these mechanical and artistic elements that combined together somehow magically make a car. It's not like, it's very similar to maybe a chef that really cares and is purposeful about what ingredients he or she puts in his food. So the car to me is just an amazing thing that hundreds of people work on, hundreds of people market for a global audience, and they all drive. You put a key in them, or for the keyless guys, you push a button or something, they start up. There's a lot of things that go on, and the fact that there's so many of them, and that frankly most of the population have learned to kind of take for granted. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
You know what blows me away the most is the 0 to 60 times. Yeah. They're unbelievable, and that's, to me, that's the most fun of driving. Yep. Is just, especially in this area, you get into traffic, you're sitting there, well, traffic opens up and you can slam on the pedal, and it's amazing. So 0 to 60 in all the cars is very, very
fast.
But in the turbo, it's lightning quick.
Turbo S 911, you do launch control on that. Not only do you know, but the people around you know. I mean, that thing launches literally. That's the closest thing to a Navy catapult launch.
It's amazing. I will tell you this. The other night I accelerated pretty good in the C4S, and I will tell you, I was like, whoa. Yep. I've never had an experience like that in a car, and I've driven a lot. And I was like, wow, that was powerful. The G's were unbelievable.
Yeah, and they'll do that reliably every day.
And ask for more.
Yeah, ask for more.
That's what I love. That's what I love. All right, so what's the question you get the most at shows like this? People come up, they've got to ask something over and over and over and over again.
Ooh, there's a lot of questions that get asked quite a bit.
But what's the one that like jumps out?
Well, the funny one that jumps out is always, how do you pronounce the name? How do you pronounce the name?
So I will tell you something funny. My father-in-law had a Porsche back in the 70s. He has a Porsche now. Yep. And when I met him, I would always call it Porsche. And I think that a lot of people from the New York metro area call it Porsche. It's an abbreviation. The real name is Porsche.
That's right.
And he would not let me call it Porsche because I've never owned one. He said only people who own Porsches can call them Porsche. So one day I will own a Porsche and be able to call it a Porsche.
That is an interesting rite of passage.
I think it's a good rite of passage. A Porsche Club of America is amazing, by the way.
Absolutely,
great organization.
It's a fun topic because at the end of the day, it's someone's name. Yeah. It's a guy's name that's on the car and on our.
We forget
here.
that, right?
And fundamentally, every single car that we make, whether it's a family car or a sports car, has to kind of line up to his ideals, and his ideals are very well laid out. And at the end of the day, you throw it up against that, and if it sticks, it's a Porsche. And that means it needs to be really well built, everyday usable, extremely dynamic, if not class leading in its dynamic capability. It has to deliver in a very emotional, very fun experience. When you walk up to the car, you should be very happy. And when you walk away from the car, you should do one of those characteristic car guy things, which is, give a little look to your car as you walk away from it.
Yeah.
And that's our cars. At least I hope that's the way we're presented.
No. That really is. I go PSM off.
Yep.
That's Porsche. Let me see if I get this right. Porsche Stability Management.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, that's off. Sport Plus on, sport suspension, and let's go with those exhaust notes a little bit more, and then we're ready to go.
That's a good time.
Yeah. It is a good time, and this was a good time. Calvin Kim from Porsche, thank you so much for joining us. Please don't be a stranger to the BeTerrific family. I know our audience loves this, and we'd love to do some more stuff with you guys and track days and all sorts of stuff to get our audience more acquainted with everything you guys have to offer. I know that they're big enthusiasts and love the brand and the cars. They're phenomenal. I'm a huge fan. I hope that one day I too am not only a Porsche Club of America member, but an owner and can say Porsche.
Mike, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Please say hello to Byrne for me. What a great guy. And we had
will.
so much fun over so many years doing great interviews, and I hope that is already continuing with you and I, so I look forward to that.
Good times.
Best job in the auto industry right here. I am so jealous of this guy. That's Calvin Kim. I'm Michael Artsis. We have a whole lot more from the New York International Auto Show on your live continuing coverage. BeTerrific's continuing coverage of the New York International Auto Show 2015. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this. Don't go anywhere.